Hi, I'm Allie Jackson Jolly. I'm here with Everette Taylor, the CEO of Kickstarter. Everette, welcome. Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you. It's always good to be with my Forbes family. You guys been holding me down for a long time.
Every time we look, you're growing more and more on what you're doing. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Kickstarter is about to turn 16 years old. In many industries, that would mean it was in its infancy. But for crowdfunding platforms, that's ancient. How have you worked to keep this platform relevant, to keep it, as you said just a few seconds ago, one of the big dogs in this industry?
Yeah. I mean, it's been great. Like when I took over the company, despite us being number one in our space for a very long time, I mean, we had declining revenue. You could even argue declining relevance. We had a slew of new competitors coming in the mix. We probably wasn't as productive as we should be. And so that really motivated me when I got the seat to make sure that we got Kickstarter back to a place of influence and really leading the charge and being the innovators in the space. And if you know anything about me, like I'm very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to bring that momentum and energy back to the platform. And it's been absolutely incredible. I mean, we've grown revenue year over year, every year since I've been there. We're on an incredible trajectory. I mean, even just this quarter, last quarter in Q1, we dropped 12 new major product features. Like we are just on a roll. It's really, really incredible to see. In my tenure, we've launched multiple new business lines. We now have a performance marketing business line. We now have late pledges. We're also about to release to our entire audience pledge management, which will be another new feature, but also a business line for the company. And so,
hold on, what is that? So pledge management, what is that? Tell me what that is.
pledge management is a fulfillment tool. So when I came to Kickstarter, Kickstarter was just a crowdfunding company,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to create a true creator economy leader, right? I didn't want to just be a crowdfunding leader. I wanted to be a leader within the creator economy space. And to do that, we have to support creators throughout their entire journey, not just the funding part. And so we've revamped all of our pre-launch tools, and we're coming out with more. We've given people more tools, more access to features, more support during the crowdfunding period. And then the last part of that is what we call post-campaign features. We released a feature called late pledges. Now, when your Kickstarter ends, you can continue to get funding after, which is a little bit more of an e-commerce experience. And now with Pledge Manager allows people to do shipping, taxes, manage their backers or customers or however you want to view them. It's really a true fulfillment tool, and it also allows you to do add-ons, and add-ons allows people to be able to get new products and more products to the people that are supporting them, which actually drives a lot more revenue for creators, and in turn obviously drives revenue for us. And so those tools really helps the full circle of the creator lifecycle, from pre-launch, funding, post-campaign, and bringing them back to that pre-launch stage. Creators are looking at Kickstarter as not just that funding period, but a platform that they continue to go back time and time again.
So let me ask you this. You don't really define yourself as just crowdfunding platform. So what is your industry? Who are your competitors? What do you think of as your industry?
Yeah. Our industry is such a wide range of things. For us, we're reward-based crowdfunding, and we do creative projects. And so we're not donation-based like a GoFundMe, right? When people come to our platform, it's because they have an idea, they have a new product. And that can be from anybody. That can be from someone, working out of their basement to multi-billion, multinational firms. I mean, we just had L'Oreal drop a new product on the platform. We have such an incredible range of creators. And so I think everyone has their idea of what crowdfunding is. And that's a problem. You can't put it in a box, right? Crowdfunding is for everybody, no matter where you are in the stage of who you are as a person, no matter what the size of your company. We have billion-dollar companies that have started on our platform that continue to release products on our platform, but we still have indie filmmakers, indie artists, that they have my heart, right? Like those are the people that like really, genuinely get me out of bed every day. But it's great to have a platform where both can coexist, right? And so, when I hear a number like 1 billion, I'm like, this is a lot bigger than that because I know our numbers too, right? And so it's incredible to see the breadth of musicians, filmmakers, tech innovators, games creators, authors, all on one platform. And the thing is, we're only hitting the tip of the iceberg. We can do so much more. And that's why I'm creating these features and these products that support all different types of creators during different parts of their life cycle.
Well, so good. I'm glad you brought up all different types of creators. I know that when you first took the helm of Kickstarter in 2022, you mentioned that and that inclusivity was one of your missions.
100%.
Wanting to bring in more voices, more different, creators that look different or maybe thought a little differently.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you achieve that? And if you can share any numbers to say, if you know that Kickstarter has become more inclusive, either from the creators themselves or from the funders?
Yeah. So first off, it starts internally, right? It starts internally by building a diverse team that is a reflection of the world that we're trying to serve. And so that was the first step, is like, hey, we need to become more diverse. We need to have different types of people. And like, the word diversity is becoming this like taboo bad thing. And it's like, no, it doesn't mean any one particular group of people, et cetera, et cetera. I build a team that is excellent. I build a team that is the best of the best. I will not take anything less than that. But I also understand when we're trying to serve people globally across all of these different countries, all of these different people, that is important that we also reflect that and understand people from all different walks of life. And so it was first starting to build the team internally to do that. And then the next step was like looking at everything from our marketing to our product to how we communicate, the emails we send, everything. Like, how can we be better? How can we be more inclusive? And the best way to be inclusive is to not make any assumptions. And we've really leaned into building products that help everyone, from pre-launch tools to post-campaign tools to new services like performance marketing, et cetera, et cetera. Like, we've leaned into all of these new tools and really listened to our audience for the features that they really need to help them and support creators across the board, no matter what color you are, what race you are, how much money you have. That was really, really important to me to do. But also at the same time, continue to build things like forward funds. We have forward funds that help people that come from different backgrounds, to help fund their projects and campaigns and things like that might struggle compared to other people. That is something that was really important to us as well. And then when you look at our marketing team, my CMO is a Black woman. My head of comms is a woman of color. My head of content is a man of color. Our head of social media is a woman of color. Like, that's really important to have, diverse voices in a room that is, controlling emails and controlling social media and content and marketing and brand strategy and things like that. But the last thing that I would say is really leaning into creator education. Like, that to me has been the hallmark of, the thing that I'm most passionate about since I've been here. When I came to Kickstarter, around 50% of projects were successful on the platform. So you had like a 50-50 chance to be successful, which is pretty good, right? We are now trending at 65%. That's a 30% increase, right, of people being successful on the platform. And no matter how much more revenue we're making or how much more successful we're being, that is the thing I care about most, because our mission is to bring creative projects to life. And the more people being successful on our platform matters. But it's the work. It's doing the creator education. It's building the right features. It's, providing the right support and customer success to everyone. And that's, what I'm most proud of.
Yeah, and so let's talk about, I loved what you just said about your leadership team, that it is a diverse team.
Yeah.
You and I both know that there are not that many Black CEOs leading global companies.
Yeah.
And yet, I have to tell you, you've made it look kind of easy, right? Right before you came to Kickstarter. You were the CMO of Artsy.
Yep.
Tell me about why you've been able to carve this path to the top of a global company, and it maybe just so that others can learn from your journey, can think about how you navigated that and why it was possible for you to be here.
You know, Ali, I come from Southside Richmond. I come from the gutter. I come from, people. I am living my wildest dreams. Like, I am so grateful and thankful every day to be sitting across from you, and all of the work that you do is so inspiring to me. And it's like, to see people like us doing what we do is so important. And I didn't have examples of that growing up. I had to like just figure it out on my own, And I think for me, the thing that has been like the through line throughout my journey is just never settling and taking risk. And when other people went right, I was like, all right, I know what that is. So I'm gonna go this way and kind of see what that's about. And that has been a story throughout my entire life. And whether it was, dropping out of college, starting my first company at 19, going back to school, dropping out again, and moving to California, being in Silicon Valley, being in Orange County, like learning the tech world, moving to LA and now New York. Like, I took these risks throughout my career instead of just being like, hey, I'm going to go to college 4 years, get a job, work my way up, hopefully get the house with the white picket fence. I was like, nah, I'm going to be uncomfortable. So I took chances. I created jobs that weren't created for me as an entrepreneur. I knew that, bigger companies like a Kickstarter or whatever would never make me an executive. So I started in startups, right, where I could gain as much experience and responsibility as possible. I was very intentional about the spaces that I went into, and the companies that I built and the companies that I joined. I optimized for learning. I optimized for opportunity. I optimized to have a chance to have a seat at the table at an early age. I was a CMO at 25, like I said, me and Forbes have been together for a long time, and you guys have seen that journey. You gave me my first major article when I was 26 years old, or 25, 26 years old. And it's been a journey, but it's about taking risks. And that's the thing that most people are uncomfortable with, is the willingness to take risks. But also, I will say, Ali, the alignment in my life has been absolutely incredible. And I've stepped up every time things have aligned for me. But I know so many incredible Black men and women who deserve to be in these seats. They're not. And I've been so fortunate to be able to have the opportunity to be in a seat, and I feel a huge responsibility to them to make sure that I continue to pave the way for others. And that's so important to me. And I know that it's very unorthodox for me to be in a seat, not only because I'm a 35-year-old Black man, but I was a CMO before, and there's only a few CMOs that also get this opportunity. And so, like, I just want to break down barriers and show people that you can't count people out or put people in a box. You can't put me in. If you try to put me in a box, I'm gonna break out of that thing. So this has been a story of my life, and I've always just tried to be different and push the boundaries.
Yeah, but let's talk about that, because that ability to to be bold and fearless, to do things that are uncomfortable, is that just who you are? Did you have a mentor who helped you understand that was what was needed? Is it something that can be taught, or do you think it's just an innate quality?
See, this is the part where I don't want to discourage people, but the truth of the matter is that I think it's twofold. One, Ali, I'm just built like this. I've been like this for as long as I can remember. I've been ambitious. I've wanted to just be better. I always wanted to be the best version of myself. I always saw things and I was just like, I want to be more impactful. I want to, if you set the bar here, I want to be above that bar. And that's just the person that I've been. Like, my mom told me, growing up as a young Black boy, you got to be 2 times better, 3 times better as everyone else. That's just been my mentality. It's just something that's so deeply ingrained in me as a person. I'm so focused and passionate about impact, and I hate wasting my time. So that's something that's just ingrained in me. On the flip side, I'm so fortunate for certain people that have come into my life. I remember being 14 years old, and I was on the streets doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. And my mom forced me to get a job. And there was a man by the name of Robert Koch. He was the manager of Eastern National. Eastern National is a nonprofit organization that runs like the gift shops and the national parks on the East Coast. And I went to that interview, and he gave this 14-year-old kid from the hood with no work experience, he gave him an opportunity to do marketing and sales. And that absolutely changed the trajectory of my entire life, you know? And it's those people that come into your life. I was 29 years old, and the CEO of Artsy, new CEO of Artsy, had run, multiple billion-dollar companies. He could have went with anybody, and he took a shot on a 29, 30-year-old kid to be the CMO of the biggest art company in the world. And so, that's Mike Stieb. I'm sorry. These are the people that I look at and I'm so grateful for,
Yeah.
And the board of Kickstarter, they were looking for a super experienced CEO, and, they took a chance on me at, 32, 33 years old. And I'm so grateful for that. But at the same time, I delivered, and that's important too, so I'm grateful for the people who have given me opportunities. I'm particularly really grateful for Mike Stieb, because he taught me what it meant to be a CEO. Being at Artsy, seeing his leadership. Now he's at Tegna, whatever, they do like $3 billion in revenue, incredible company. But I got to learn from one of the best and see what it takes every day to be a great CEO.
And what is that?
To be a great CEO, in my opinion, is understanding that everything is your responsibility. If you're the type of person, and I see a lot of weak leaders that do this, that want to put fault on others. No, everything, I don't care how many employees you have, I don't care who screws up, it falls on you. And it's your job to fix it. It's your job to figure out a way. It's your job to find a solution. To be a solution-oriented person is so incredibly important. To be humble, to understand that, hey, certain things are going to be out of your control, but you do the best you can with what you have. And also to understand you can do none of this alone. You have to invest in your people. You have to lift them up. You have to give them the resources to be successful. You have to listen. You have to not only listen internally, but externally. You have to live and breathe and eat this stuff. Like, it's so important. And the best CEOs understand the sacrifices that it takes to be a great CEO. I can't tell you, I have more gray hairs. I've had my ups and downs, and it takes a lot to be a CEO. It takes a lot to be a great CEO, and to give so much of yourself, and the sacrifices that it takes to do that.
Yeah, and to be a CEO in the year 2025. So let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah.
I woke up thinking about 2008 because the news cycle has been that the financial industry leaders have been talking about 2008. We had this financial crisis. Fast forward to 2025, many folks are worried about what's happening with the tariffs, and then the shock to the financial systems that we've been seeing with the ups and the spikes and the lows. And yet, Kickstarter did okay through the 2008 crises, in part because people, creators and founders, weren't sure that they could depend on the financial institutions to fund their dreams, to fund their visions. Tell me about what this current economic moment means to Kickstarter, how you may have to change your strategy, how you're thinking about adjusting for this moment that we're living through.
I think first and foremost, you have to understand that Kickstarter is about our mission and it's about impact. It's truly about our community and creators and keeping them first always. And so for us, we're doing everything in our power. And me personally, I take this personally to do everything in my power to support creators during this time. As you said, when there is, economic uncertainty, it pushes people in new ways. It makes people, figure out new ways to make income and do things or chase their dreams because they can't rely on the current infrastructure to do so. And so we want to make sure that for those people, they have a platform that gives them all of the support, all of the resources, all of the products, all of the services that they need to be successful, and that you can talk to a human, you can get the support that you need to be successful on our platform. I told you about our pledge manager. Our pledge manager is going to help people figure out, how to appropriately, tax and shipping costs and all these things in this new world that we're living in with these tariffs. Like, that's super important. Our team is heads down every day, working, grinding, making sure that we can do the best that we can for our creators during this time. We're writing resources, we're writing blogs, we're creating content, we're figuring out all the ways that we can, really support people during this time, because we know it's going to shift, right? We know things are going to shift. When Hollywood is going through trouble, filmmakers are coming to us. When VC money is drying up, entrepreneurs are coming to us. We know that we are the option during the hardest of times, and we need to make sure that we show up in the best way for these people. These are people who are trying to put food on their tables. These people are trying to live out their dreams and make their dreams come true. And so it's the utmost of importance for us to show up during this time.
Yeah, and how about both internally and externally? You've talked about building community externally. You've also talked about it, internally within your company. In this moment in time, again, where we are seeing some lows in both culture and financial sentiment, right?
Yeah.
How do you keep your community growing and optimistic? How do you keep people feeling creative and looking towards, optimistically looking towards solutions?
Yeah, I think it's about setting reality, but also providing hope and optimism. Someone told me this a long time ago, like, great CEOs set reality, but give hope, right? And I think that's the same case that I'm thinking about for our community, right? The same perspective is like, hey, this is the reality. We want to make sure that you are educated during this time and you know what's going on. But also, we're still a dream factory. We're still a place to help people dreams come true. And we're going to help you be more successful. We're going to help during this time of uncertainty. So we're focused on continuing to build our community. We're really hyper-focused on what we call backer development to get people more engaged, pledging more during this time to support these creators, because these creators really need it during this time. But, just continuing to be transparent, I think, is key. It's like, be transparent, but give hope, give optimism, show the way, lead the way. With that, I think is extremely important.
Yeah, so we're almost out of time, but let me ask you this. Let's end on that I guess, note of optimism.
Yeah.
What's your, you call Kickstarter the dream maker, I think, is that what you said?
Dream Factory,
Dream
yeah.
Factory.
Yeah.
What's your dream? Like, tell me, like, look into the future, what is your dream? Or what's the thing that makes you feel optimistic about, that Kickstarter and your community and, your kids' community is going to be, doing good stuff, going to be going, that society is going to be improving, that things are going to be improving.
Yeah, the thing that I'm so encouraged by is just the explosion in the creator economy. Like, people are coming up now and they don't want to be an accountant or a lawyer. They want to be creators. They want to be entrepreneurs. And I think Kickstarter lives at the epicenter of the creator economy, right? I talk about the thing that I'm most excited about is Kickstarter transforming from a crowdfunding company to a true creator economy company. and a space where you can truly tap into your audience. You download the Kickstarter app, Ali, you better have it. And if you don't, if you download it today, you'll notice that it goes into your social apps folder. It's a social platform as well, because during this time where these algorithms are more challenging, you can't reach people are ignoring emails, all these things. Kickstarter is where your true supporters, whether they're family, friends, your grandma, your cousins, or just people that support you, this is where they live. Every time you launch a new Kickstarter project, everyone gets notified, right? That's so powerful. It doesn't matter if you have 1 million followers on Instagram. These 10,000 people that support you on Kickstarter are the people that are going to continue to support you over time. These are the super fans. These are the super supporters. These are the people that really have your back. So I'm really excited to tap into that and grow that. Really look at how we can grow different verticals on our platform, how we can grow community on our platform, get people more engaged. And there's just a whole new generation of creators and entrepreneurs every single day that we can serve. And I'm excited to innovate what we see crowdfunding and Kickstarter as today.
Yeah, well, now we are out of time.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for being here with us.
Ali,
and
always.
hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.